Sports Action. I'm Evon.
And I'm Sara. And I'm kind of off like my rockers today. But on track tonight, we've got Formula One, the world's first street night race right here in Singapore in 2 weeks.
That's right. And in our living room this evening, we have Straits Times sports writer Leonard Lim, who's covered many stories on F1, both abroad and locally, and editor of forum fan site, community fan site, f1gpsg.com, Kaylan Wan. Thank you for being on our show tonight. Well, it's...
Not bad, we've got good-looking guests. Huh?
Yeah, we always have pretty
so
and good-looking
handsome, so pretty. Hiyo.
That's right. That's what the F1 is all about, good-looking people.
I know.
Only good-looking people need apply.
Yeah.
Like anyway.
Excuse me, boss. I need to go already.
I thought we were talking about cars here,
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That is so sweet.
As if,
We'll get there later.
We'll get there.
We'll get there later to the girls. But anyway, how excited are you guys? You know, the F1 is coming to town.
I think very excited because this is going to be the first time it happens in Singapore, and I'm sure many of us have been waiting for this chance for a long, long time.
Yeah, and Leonard, you've covered, so many F1s,
flying all over the world like jet setter.
Last year, I think I've been covering it, so I've been part of the people following it, and I guess the excitement is there because it's the world's first night race. A lot of people will be watching, the whole world will be watching us, so it's a good opportunity for Singapore to sell itself.
Hey, handsome boys, you talk very soft for a big man.
Okay, I'll talk louder.
Yeah, talk louder a bit lah. You're a big, strong man.
I thought the mic could carry my voice.
Oh, cannot like that. People see like this handsome, strong man, and then.
So actually, I can't quite hear you from here as well.
Can you hear me now? No.
It's like you are using your like now 1-800 voice.
I'll talk louder.
Soft and sexy, is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
I'll be your friend.
Anyway, we were talking about cars and about racing, not about Leonard.
Yeah,
it's 14 days and we're counting down.
I know.
It's 26 September and it's going to all start from there.
Yeah.
But before we continue, okay, first up, here's an impressive animation that puts you behind the wheel of an F1 race car. Well, I recommend that you turn up the volume, hang on to your seat, and enjoy the ride.
Asia's first Grand Prix on a city circuit for the first time in Singapore. Hi, I'm Mark Webber, and this is Singapore Street Circuit. It's a good 5 kilometres through the city centre, 61 laps counterclockwise, in all 309 kilometres. 6 slow turns under 100, 4 high-speed stretches, 3 ideal spots for overtaking. Start will be at 8 p.m. Singapore is the first Formula One night race. Practice session is just before sunset. So let's catch the last of the sun and do a lap. After the start on the home stretch, I can see Sebastian all over my mirrors as we break down for the first corner. Someone could easily grab an inside move. Now comes the long ride Raffles Boulevard, the fastest part of the circuit. A chance to overtake at over 300 or in the slow turn that follows. But the timing must be perfect. During the night, 1,600 lights will illuminate the whole track and the colonial buildings around Padang. The narrowest spot, only 10 metres wide, is the century-old Anderson Bridge. And the tight hairpin accelerate out of it early, up to over 300 kilometres an hour over the Esplanade Bridge. The stretch along Marina Bay is the slowest, with lots of turns, and another Singapore highlight, we drive under the grandstand itself. To reach the last section of the track between the marina and the flyer, the Singapore Ferris wheel. 2 fast left-handers, then onto the home stretch. Who's going to win the first Singapore Grand Prix? Find out on racing day.
I got chills.
Well, is that good, is it?
Yeah.
Well, the Red Bull folks have got it quite right, huh?
Yeah, very impressive animation.
What do you like about it?
I think the nighttime scenery really sets the tone and shows that this is going to be a
Night.
Night, because the world's first night race and all that.
Yeah, I like the part where they said 16,000 likes at the Padang. Padang.
Depends on which part of the world you come from.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What did you like Padang, man?
Did you like it, Kaylin?
Yeah, I like the animation because it's really like showing Singapore as, you know, all the exciting parts as well as all the sceneries and the buildings such as Esplanade, everything.
Everything was set alight. It was really
I guess
nice.
the night city skyline will be very, very nice.
Very metallic.
Yeah, that's
Very
the whole
nice.
point of the street night race,
The
right?
Singapore Flyer, the Padang.
The Singapore Ferris wheel.
Singapore Ferris wheel. Yeah, the Singapore Ferris wheel. Oh my gosh.
I'll tell the Red Bull people when they come. It's called the Singapore
called
Flyer.
Flyer.
There's a name for it.
You fly in it. But where will you be seated, or will you be on
Most
that day
likely, I will
itself?
be at the media center, which is at the start finish.
At the start finish,
Close
like
to there, yeah.
okay.
That's way cool, man. I only got the pit grandstand.
Public grandstand is a good.
It is closer to the drivers.
But closer, yeah.
Exactly.
Whichever way you look at it, there's an edge somewhere. Unless you
Yeah.
are, I don't know, in the walkabout section.
I would say the best seat is at home or in the office in front of the TV.
Yeah, we probably wouldn't be, have the luxury of going down there.
Yeah, so expensive here, the tickets.
No, but I guess Formula One has always been tagged as a high-end sport, and it's not like football where tickets are $5. Here, I think the cheapest is $168.
168 for the
One day
walkabout,
for
right?
38.
For
Yeah,
one day, $38.
It's a niche sport, so
So
niche.
it is, yeah, I guess.
It is after all the world's, I think, most expensive sport as well, in terms of technology and the research that goes into it. So that's one reason for the high prices.
So do you
of
think
tickets.
it's going to be one of the reasons why, Singaporeans have not really caught up with it yet?
Yeah, I guess it's a very, at least you have to be at least middle class to want the sport, and not me. I cover it because of my job.
Oh no, I'm trying to turn on your volume.
Turn on my volume, okay. But I guess Formula One has this
put the
reputation of
left
being
volume goes up.
it's more high end thing, and it's with the glitzy parties that accompany it and all that.
Oh,
More,
but
yeah.
okay, which is your favorite team? You've never told
Which
us.
is I shouldn't review my
Wow.
loyalties
Because
on
he's
national
an
on
objective
television.
reporter,
Yeah,
Sarah.
I'm objective.
You cannot review.
Then I'll lose my credibility.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Wow.
But you can ask Kaylin.
Okay, what about you?
What if they say that I'm biased on my website?
But come on, everybody has
What
a
did you two tell
Okay,
us your
what about
favorite teams?
drivers? Because drivers
Drivers.
switch teams, right?
Can you recommend?
Ah, okay.
Okay,
Driver?
Same with Kimmy.
Same. Oh, you guys like,
Kimmy's your man.
I'm
Yeah.
a Hamilton fan.
Why?
Huh?
But he's only good at PR and
No.
looking good.
No,
and-
he's
Media
revealing
slick.
all those things now, isn't he?
No, okay, yeah, that's true though. But you see, he dated an Asian girl, so got hope for me.
Filipino.
Is that your only reason for liking him?
No lah, no. You see, actually, I think for a very young driver, he's actually really good. He's
He's
young.
good. He's good,
I
but
think
he's,
he's lucky because he got his lucky break with McLaren. I mean, if you
he's
talk
driving
about
a
other
good.
drivers,
He's driving a very good car.
yeah, other drivers
car
go
helps him.
through those teams like Sauber, Minardi, all those. Many of them didn't have the luxury. People like Fernando Alonso, Kimi Raikkonen, they all didn't go through the straight away go to a good car route.
They have to climb
That's
the rungs.
true.
Yeah,
Slowly, and then other teams spot you, and then whoosh, and
I think the thing about F1 also, it's always the man and the machine coming together as one. It's not just the driver. It's a good
the
car.
man and the
skill-
machine
It's
coming
a good
together
car.
as one
skill-
man.
It's the good car that gives the driver
You get
the
a
edge
lousy
as well.
car, a skilled driver, he has his limitations.
Fernando Alonso in Renault this year.
Yeah, oh, that's quite sad. But
Yeah.
so you see, that's why you must 争有枪.
Well, I think the man and the machine is not the only stuff we have to look at, in any race. We have to look at the circuit, and they all face the same circuit. Okay, let's dissect the circuit right now, and you guys tell us, what you make of it. I've picked out about 3 areas which are potential flashpoints during the race. So you tell us, what it could be, why these areas could be challenging for the driver, whichever driver you're rooting for.
Even if
Okay.
it's yourselves.
Okay, first area.
Let's
track
just
one.
take the clip.
Now comes the long white Raffles Boulevard, the fastest part of the circuit. A chance to overtake at over 300 or in the slow turn that follows. But the timing must be perfect.
Raffles Boulevard.
The
slow turn,
fastest part of the circuit.
and perfect timing needed.
And you saw the arrows?
Yes, we did see the arrows.
I love the arrows
on
and-
every road in Singapore.
Do you think you'll ever confuse the drivers, the arrows?
I don't think so. They
don't
have
think so,
really
yeah.
a lot of practice before the
I don't think so,
the
Sarah. I don't think they would
qualifying.
drive it. Oh my goodness, I'm in the wrong direction. I don't think so.
I would!
That's why you're not race car
I
driver.
think at the speeds they are going, they'll probably be just a blur,
Yeah.
a white blur for them.
What's
Yeah.
that white thing?
What arrows? But anyway, we were talking about the track. So,
Yeah.
so okay, Raffles Boulevard, a slow turn, and then, you know, they need perfect timing. What's your take on it? Why and how do you think it will be challenging for any driver?
I think, this turn was highlighted right from the very start as one of the potential overtaking points for drivers because of the width of the track and how it allows the drivers to slow down hard and then turn right, I think it's St. Andrews Road or something.
Oh, St. Andrews Road, okay.
Yeah, so, and there's a reason why there's, I think, 2 grandstands located there, the Stamford Grandstand and the Raffles Grandstand, because this is a very good overtaking point. Yeah.
And all these people are not scared of getting smashed into as well.
I'm sure there are barriers there too.
I saw the barriers when I drove through the other day. It made me feel like I was in a maze, you know, and I was like a rat inside, you know, like. But anyways, yeah.
Yes.
What do you think?
I think that's the main challenge of our circuit, as in because our circuit is a combination of fast, straight areas, then followed by like pretty sudden turns.
Yeah.
And I think it would very much depend on the driver's reaction as well as their machine's ability to handle all the downforce needed to make that turn very well.
Speaking of the downforce, apparently the vehicles will be modified for our race.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what do you think about that? Do you think that the modifications will do them good in this particular, corner?
I think the modifications can only do so much. It's a very new circuit, and that's the key, I think, because the drivers will be cautious when they take to the circuit, and it's a night race as well. That's an added element of unknown to them.
I think it might even rain.
And if it rains,
Yeah,
it
But
was-
it's been
in
raining.
Singapore.
It's
the same.
been
So
raining
what
in
are some of the
Monza.
modifications to keep some of us, up on speed?
I think it's a more low downforce and all that package to give us more to give the cars more aerodynamics. Because the thing about Singapore, I think there's a couple of like Killian said, long straights with tight turns, sharp turns after that.
Correct.
So it gives the car more stability and more downforce.
Yeah, so they actually have added like wings and stuff like that
Wings and,
to actually pull it to the ground more, so that they don't topple. Apparently, the downforce they have is so high that they can actually travel upside down in the tunnel and not fall.
Yeah.
Isn't that amazing? I thought that was so cool.
But they have never tried it before.
Yeah, but I want to see them try it,
If
right?
you can see it, it'll be
Yeah,
amazing.
but they're a bit
Yeah.
expensive. These drivers are a bit expensive. It wouldn't,
Yeah.
and the cars too.
Maybe put a remote control dummy inside and then try it upside down. Yeah.
Okay, that was the first track just now, yeah? Let's
Yes.
take a look at the second
Second.
one. Let's tell us what you think after this.
The narrowest spot, only 10 metres wide, the century-old Anderson Bridge. And the tight hairpin accelerate out of it early, up to over 300 kilometres an hour over the Esplanade Bridge.
So, narrow on Anderson Bridge.
10 meters, man.
Honestly, I was thinking if the bridge could actually take all the all the
Yeah.
sound and all the vibrations
Because it's
going
I
through
think
it.
over 100 years old. this
Yeah,
bridge.
it's very, very old.
I know, there's an equivalent parallel bridge, I think a few meters away, right? And it actually has the sign, no cattle and horses over don't know how many kg allowed. or
This is the one
something
next
like
to,
that.
I think, Fullerton.
Correct.
Hotel, yeah?
Yeah, and it's a parallel bridge, and it was built around the same time. So can you imagine all these cars?
Yeah, but I think
Sorry, I look like I just went to the Tanki or something.
Our camera just went berserk for like
Yeah,
1 second.
okay, moment. But what do you think of that part?
I think for those drivers who are not very used to suddenly narrow part, right? They're gonna be like, oh, okay, I'll just scream through this part, and then I'll just when the next part it's more of like open up the area already, so not so claustrophobic or something like that. Yeah.
What are you?
I think this is one of the most narrow parts of the circuit.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's 12 meters only. So there's
10,
about
10.
10 meters, yeah. So there's not going to be much overtaking, I think.
Yeah. No, I don't think you
Very-
can,
I
man.
don't think you can, yeah.
I don't think you can. Plus, I think it's probably one of the toughest parts. If I don't know how they're actually going to cope with it. I wonder what the racers are actually feeling at this point when they see the circuit and they think about these things. Like, whoa, like
I'm sure
how
they
am I
go
gonna do
for. I
this?
think they go for therapy.
I'm
don't worry
sure.
about them.
They
I'm
afford
sure.
it, I'm sure.
I'm
But
sure they go for
I was
therapy.
thinking, right, if let's say one of the drivers crash, it's going to be a pile up over there. And
That's
you're
a
going
good
to take a
point.
long
That's a
time.
good
Probably
point.
you're going to get a red flag
They
or
just bought
something.
EMS or something like that. Oh, sorry. It's
Yeah.
rocks
And then you see all the
Road
trawlers
shoulder.
coming to with the car.
yeah.
I was wondering what
That's a
would
good
happen
point.
to all the birds.
They're not gonna be there.
Yeah, they're all
They're
gonna
going
be
to fly off to
away,
somewhere
man.
else. Maybe to Tampines or something.
Maybe the
Exactly.
fish also, you know.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know it's gonna be pretty scary as well because, like, you know, just after Anderson Bridge, like, you know, it's another bend again. So
A
yeah.
sharp left, the left hand
right,
turn,
it's another whoosh, like that.
Yeah. In
That's
front
gonna
of
be-
one Fullerton, I think.
Yeah, that's gonna be a pretty tough bend too.
Yeah. Well, let's look at the third tough one.
Yes, let's check it out.
Number 3.
The stretch along Marina Bay is the slowest with lots of turns and another Singapore highlight. We drive under the grandstand itself.
National Day.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
floating platform.
The floating, our floating padang. Our floating padang right now. But yeah, what do you think of that area?
It's very the turns are like one after another, so you
Yeah.
don't really have a lot of chance to react. Yeah, and it's just right after the straight between Marina Square and Esplanade, so it's gonna be like, okay, oh my god, turn, and it's 90 degree.
It's not much room for mistakes down there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's very unique because you travel under the grandstand itself, and they had to modify, I think, the floating platform grandstand especially to accommodate the F1 race.
Yeah.
I think it knocked off parts of the pillars.
Yeah. But don't you think it's kind of sad? All the people sitting on the grandstand can't actually see what's happening under them.
They can see for like one part right in front.
Yeah, they only see the front, and then after that, they feel it.
I think 2 giant screens on the
Yeah.
Yeah.
platform to keep them.
I think for most areas, they actually will have these big, huge, giant screens. So you will have, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You'll be seated right in front.
But that's the thing, you know, the F1 is a lot, as a sport. Do you think it's a sport best seen on screen rather than live?
Okay, there'll be people who tell you there's nothing like hearing the roar of an F1
Yeah.
engine right on the circuit itself, but
Which is why I have a problem hearing you, obviously, because I've been to too many and my ears gone. Yeah, so...
But there's also some people who say it's better to watch at home or on the TV because you can monitor all the different turns and
Okay.
if someone overtakes, you can see it straight away.
Right.
Know straight away.
Okay,
That is
hold
true.
that thought because we have to go for a break right now. We're running out of time. And after the break, we'll be back with Leonard on more on the F1 after the break.